Fellas, my bad. I know I'm not too late, but Kakumei completely slipped my mind until like a day ago. This time of the year is mad busy, but Dragon Ball Kakumei hasn't lost a step. In the previous chapters of Dragon Ball Kakumei recently, we witnessed Amaran, Dula, and Salaga descend upon planet Sadala, and the fight that ensued was more brutal than I could have ever imagined. The casualties are racking up right now as the new god of destruction of Universe 14, Amaran, has appeared after being given the position thanks to his universe returning. After arriving on Sadala, Dula would seemingly take the life of Chile, causing Broly to lose his mind and nearly kill Kale in the process, but thanks to her, he was able to finally calm down before he just wiped out all the Saiyans himself. Eventually, after regaining his conscious mind, Broly had gained control over his rage and achieved a much calmer new form now, and this would help mark the end of Dula. Caulifla, Kaba, and Pepino would be in charge of protecting Bulma from a pursuing Salaga whose sole mission was to capture or eliminate Bulma on the orders of Amaran. He would eventually fall as well though, thanks to the persistence and resolve of everyone protecting Bulma, and now there's just one left. At the main battlefield, a vicious war between Amaran and the rest of the Saiyans is still going on, with Vegeta trying his best to beat this guy and keep him from killing more Saiyans at the same time. With Amaran's power looking a lot more dangerous than Vegeta could have imagined, Vegeta was forced to finally reveal a new technique that he'd been working on. Is this the birth of a new Ultra Instinct master possibly? Before we find out, if you guys have been enjoying all the content lately on the channel, consider leaving a like on this video to help us out for the cost of free $99, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload as soon as they go live. But without further ado, let's hop right in. I still have too little control over this power, Vegeta says in the first panel of Dragon Ball Kakumei chapter 27. For now, it doesn't look like Vegeta is using perfected Ultra Instinct or anything, so Sign may be his limit right now, but these are all just assumptions from me, remember that. I'm not sure it'll be enough against him, but if that bastard thinks he can get away with committing such a massive massacre, then he's got another thing coming, Vegeta finishes. That pressure you exude is exactly what I've been noticing, Amaran says, looking very pleased to see this power from Vegeta finally. Now, here we are. You've made the effort to go all out, so there's no reason for me to hold back any longer either. Just as I thought, Vegeta replies, as he suspected Amaran was still holding back as well. As Amaran's aura becomes more sinister than ever, Vegeta understands now that he's just been playing them the whole time, making fun of them even. It's the one who shows the greatest foresight who emerges victorious, Amaran roars as he goes in to attack Vegeta. Speaking of foresight, Vegeta looks like he's seeing stuff in slow motion now with the way he's bobbing and weaving, Amaran trying to have a close-up brawl with him. And not only does Vegeta have the dodging down, it seems like he's not hesitating to counterattack whenever Amaran leaves himself open either. Gave him a, a little Gervonta Davis to the spleen right there. Amaran notices that Vegeta's movements and even his aura are completely different now, and he's mysteriously calm. Vegeta tries to throw another punch, with Amaran creating a barrier around himself at the last minute to absorb his attack. This key barrier ergonomically absorbs blows, so he won't be getting past my defense today, Amaran states, but this is when something actually weird happens. Vegeta seems to completely stop moving, and even Amaran is confused, but when Vegeta somehow breaks through his defenses and lands another blow, it's clear that he's found a flaw in this so-called impenetrable defense. Vegeta's punch to the gut takes Amaran off his feet, but from out of his back, he releases this massive amount of destructive energy, it looks like, that tracks Vegeta down and begins to engulf him. This is actually pretty special right here if you ask me. This is Ultra Instinct versus the power of destruction. The technique of the angels versus the technique of the destroyer gods. This is a sick face-off. As the energy of destruction completely engulfs Vegeta, growing larger in the process, we can see that Vegeta is somehow able to use Ultra Instinct to maneuver his way out of this deadly attack. At first glance, this match may look fairly even at the moment, but I think that not having mastery over this form is slowly taking its toll on Vegeta, especially after more or less tanking an attack like that. The crater left from Amaran's blast is massive, but both parties stand on either side ready to continue their battle. He seems to be able to move this destructive technique in the same way as Lord Beerus and that guy from the Tournament of Power, Vegeta thinks to himself, somehow not able to remember the name of the second guy who made him blow himself up, but whatever. Amaran is... I don't even really know what to call this guy right now. Is he pleased, mad, enjoying himself. It's hard to really get a read on somebody this psychotic, as he comments that Vegeta must have faced this kind of attack before, and it's got him all riled up now. Vegeta charges at him again, with Amaran taken to the skies, preparing another attack. Vegeta darts after him and evades every blast Amaran throws at him, perfectly maneuvering around each and every beam. He'd be able to envision the trajectory of all of my attacks, all the possible scenarios, and find the one that favors him. However, even when scanning him, he doesn't really seem to know himself what he's doing. He hasn't mastered anything at all and is forced to pause to think about all the possible courses of action. That's his flaw. So Vegeta is basically still unable to let his instinct take over because he's still thinking too much. It's almost like, at least kind of the way Amaran explained it here, a struggle or at least a need for reassurance in his mind, which is giving his technique a flaw that Amaran may be able to exploit. Amaran and Vegeta both concentrate and center their minds before the next round begins. Amaran would declare that he has to multiply the possible options he gives to him so that it doesn't take him too long to spot the flaw, but during this time when he's vulnerable and searching, he can return fire with his own blows. It's like playing a real poker game, he says excitedly, with the battle continuing. And Amaran's plan works near flawlessly as well, as he's able to land a blast on Vegeta and brings him to the ground with a kick. This power, when not mastered, is full of flaws, but you're still far too dangerous. It's not this simple sequence that should take you down. So, go ahead and attack me, Amaran says. Vegeta frowns before rising back to his feet and then going completely calm once more as he tries again with what I can only assume is possibly his own version of Ultra Instinct, since it seems like he isn't fully utilizing his instinct and still thinking about his movements. Amaran, however, has no issue with doing anything in his power to get Vegeta to dig that much deeper, even if it means massacring every single Saiyan here to make Vegeta entertain him. Too slow. Come on, Vegeta, give it your all. It's the fight of your life, Amaran roars as he just mows down the entire battlefield of bodies. Admiral Lyric is sick to his stomach, saying that this demon is just slaughtering all of their people and all they can do is watch powerlessly. Miserable. I'm miserable, he thinks to himself, on the verge of insanity. I can only count on you, Vegeta. The emptiness and pain inside of me are indescribable. Vegeta's temper almost boils over as well, with Amaran playing dirty now, but his best chance is for him to maintain this technique as long as possible. Charging him with anger is just what Amaran wants, as he says, "Do you see what you're forcing me to do to make you obey?" This guy's a maniac, but Vegeta still has something up his sleeve also. He appears above Amaran this time and drops the axe kick of hell on this guy's head. My god, and then a random death beam. Psych, nigga, weave that. I'm not sure what you thought this was. That wasn't no Frieza death beam though, so it just didn't have that extra little bit of malice behind it, you know what I'm saying? When Frieza shoots, he's shooting to get you up out of here. Amaran would go on, however, saying that each of his strokes is so precise and so impactful, no diddy, that he's made him lose a lot of strength over the course of this battle. But I'm not gonna complain, he goes on. On the other hand, the time you take to concentrate on your technique before each of your rushes towards me is so important that you can't necessarily take that risk every time, given what I've just done. Me and my dog Vegeta not trying to hear this nonsense though, so just get to the point, mummy man. And yet, with this power, you ventured onto the territory of the gods, and you're going to die by my hand. The irony has come full circle. Vegeta snaps back, however, telling Amaran that his body is the one screaming for him to stop. Blood coming out of every which way, bandages dirty as hell. I mean, he's the one looking weak right now, not Vegeta, right? But Amaran doesn't seem to think so. Hey, I'm not even sure what just happened here. Like, did this brother just Chibaku Tensei the Saiyans? Amaran really out here moving like Majin Buu in the good old days on a just absolute slaughter fest. And with the casualty count rising rapidly every time he fails to finish this battle, what is Vegeta gonna do now? Unable to control his emotions in such a devastating situation, Vegeta lashes out in a berserk rage, attempting to help his brethren out, but Amaran pulls out that old trusty hook and just snatches Vegeta back across the battlefield by the shoulder. Now, is this the same arm that Vegeta's always holding? I'm not sure, but if so, that's kind of fun. Amaran, clearly a fan of Mortal Kombat, tries to yank Vegeta over to him using the hook, but no. Amaran must have forgot that he's the prey in this story, so Vegeta grabs the chain and tries to pull him back. When he yanks Amaran within arm's reach, Vegeta doesn't strike him with a punch or a kick. he charges a mouth beam, something we haven't seen from a Saiyan since Broly and Nappa, I don't think, and tries to obliterate the God of Destruction. Unfortunately, this attack didn't pack nearly the punch as Vegeta's last one, and Amaran is fully aware. It seems to me the power of that last blast wasn't up to the level you displayed a few minutes ago. Can't take it anymore, Vegeta, he mocks. At this point, Vegeta has gone back to base form and is barely standing on his own feet. But the fact that he had to go through all of this pretty much by himself while everyone just literally sat there and watched. No, I mean, literally sat there and watched. No evacuations or help. Just literally sitting there watching helpless. Like Admiral Lyric just said in this very chapter, I can't even really blame Vegeta for this loss. Even the situation with Broly really changed the entire course of this fight with Amaran. Over at the site of the injured Saiyans, Kaba and Caulifla have finally returned with Admiral Fennel, much to King Sadala's relief. I can't move, Broly comments. My body's so heavy. Kale's still lying unconscious. Vegeta used the mysterious power, but he hasn't yet mastered it 100%, King Sadala says, still watching the battlefield. The backlash from it was terrible. Unfortunately, in the last panel of Dragon Ball Kakumei Chapter 27, Vegeta has fallen to Amaran, with a foot on the back of his head, bowing before him similarly to how he did when Beerus tamed him. Just got my boy Vegeta on the damn hook like he's playing Dead by Daylight. I can't believe this.